Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Tacoma. Let's continue. So we've got the third area, and with that we are uh, potentially seeing what happened 18 hours ago as far as the two remaining people. Everybody else seems to be, for the most part, other than Nat and Bert, in cryo. Um, Well, Sarah also seems not to be in cryo, and then the cat, of course, is probably sleeping somewhere. Now, we do know, we found out that Nat probably won't survive being in cryo because she has a heart murmur. That combined with the fact that we know that she kind of has to be the only one that's using the tampons here, because we saw in the medical facility that Bert is somehow genetically modified to not menstruate. That opens up a door and a possibility that her heart murmur could be because she's pregnant. Now, she's a lesbian and seemingly seems to be married to this lady, so maybe in 2088 they figured out a way to make that work. It would be an interesting twist. It would give maybe a better reason towards towards why the crew may have chosen to sacrifice themselves to save Nat, or why Odin may have gone crazy. Um, it could also be a reveal that Nat is sleeping with someone else. Um, we don't even really know in this society if that would be particularly frowned upon. Of course, that may all just be a little too extra, also. The story so far has been fairly straightforward, and so this may just be a few more scenes that really don't matter that much. Maybe is the title here.
Uh, I'll catch up with you. Okay.
Earlier, when you decided to withhold information from Natalie.
Alright. So, hmm. Hmm. So here's her writing her confession of basically killing her. There's 20 hours left of oxygen according to this. If this was 18 hours ago, that means they would have just been 2 hours out of oxygen. Of course, being even 3 minutes out of oxygen would kill you, certainly. We still have a lot of corrupt data, and it seems like the only data that's not corrupt is data that was being accessed at the time, which kind of means that Odin was looking at all of this information and all of this data at the exact same time, or someone else was looking at it. We did also find that H, or H Dog, who maybe is a hacker, is playing some role in the story, but maybe not that big of a role. So here we have a article of Andrew going into the cryostasis too. Sarah Burt is making fun of me because my parents were hippies and never got me gene filtered before I was born. I'm sorry, Nat. Lots of parents don't get their children gene filtered, sometimes for religious reasons, sometimes because they're hippies. How's work going on the drone? Sorry, Doc. Really focused on this Bert making fun of me thing right now. When's the last time you slept? That's beside the point. So it kind of feels like they're not particularly focused even on working on the drone.
About about her medical scans. That was to avoid causing her undue stress.
Right.
What if you were unable to make that choice? If you had no choice?
Odin?
I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that standard Venturis Corporation safety protocol requires all crew to enter cryogenic sleep immediately upon the loss of primary oxygen supply.
What?
As Tacoma Station's medical officer, it is within your power to order all crew to enter cryogenic sleep.
Odin, Nat and Bert are right in the middle of... Oh no.
Sarah, there is a fire suppression device.
Wait.
Fire suppression device. The south wall of the drone bay, please.
Oh my god. Are you okay? Can you feel your feet and hands? Ow. My hip just hurts. Bert? Bert?
One person dead
One, two,
may give them more
Bert,
oxygen.
can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Did it work?
This is basically the most action we've seen in the entire game. And we're just seeing a lot of glitching now. I think intentionally
What will you do now?
hiding.
Then tell me what you are going to do. What you do now.
Isn't it obvious? There's no way this thing is going to fly.
Then tell me what you are going to do.
Oh my god, Odin. Bert and Nat are injured. The drone is fucked. Time to get over the shock, but then we're going into cryo.
Sarah, please listen carefully. I am not telling you what to do, but I am mentioning that there is a door in the network technology module that is normally inaccessible to the crew, and it is true that you could, before proceeding to cryo, investigate that door.
What are you telling me here, Odin?
I have told you all that I can. Simple facts, nothing more.
Oh my god, Odin. Are my patients stable?
Yes,
Their conditions won't degrade if I leave them here.
they should not.
Is there some door in networking that we can't normally get into?
Yeah, it's Odin's hardware compartment, but we're not allowed direct access. Why?
Where is it?
What have you got on your mind, Doc?
Please, I'm sorry. That fire just burned up a lot of our time.
Here. It's here. In networking. You'll have to go through the maintenance shaft to get there. Here's the technical access code.
0809.
You don't let her go to sleep. And you don't let her move.
Sarah, what's going on?
I wish I knew. I'm gonna go find out.
So Odin tells her something interesting here. 0809. So that seems like that's the end of the game, potentially. As it were. The question certainly here, though, is what happened to make it explode? Was it sabotage or just it?
Nah, I'm good. I'm hooked in. Gonna test the connection.
Or was it just a mistake? See, what would be funny is if there was just more oxygen in that facility, inside the Odin's setup, or if there's a human in that setup and there aren't actually any AIs at all. They say he's the oldest one at like 100 years old as far as an AI. Again, though, we're really just not getting anything from any of this. It's basically nothing. She plugs in that connection.
Power cell showing green. How's yours look, baby?
Voltage adapter in place. Ready to rock.
Hit it.
Oh my god.
And then a lot more glitching.
Are you okay? Can you feel your feet?
Interestingly, it doesn't seem like this ends. So the memory potentially plays even in that area.
The orbital workers' safety legislation that's soon to pass in OSIP Congress will pave the way.
Let's rewind a little bit.
And my fellow veterans make the Venturis forward. And the orbital hospital. I have heard your...
Sarah, there is a fire suppression device.
Definitely seems like there might be something from listening to all of these, but it's probably just an achievement. There's several achievements
I have
here.
heard your concerns about the financial future of this company. Competition is fierce, and the orbital hospitality landscape is changing every day. But we must be bold. We must be forward-thinking. We must make the Venturis Belt project a reality. And my fellow
The fact
Venturers,
he's super focused on this one project is just bad leadership. Should have several pots in the fire.
Pave the way to a full automation of orbital facilities by AI. And with that final barrier toppled, we will reach a new age of orbital travel together.
It does feel like this memory in particular is rather skipped and garbled. But then there's basically another minute of music just playing here. And I don't want to potentially miss out on some achievement or something just because I don't listen to the full music. I guess my baseless speculation of a baby doesn't seem like it's gonna play a role. We can see the cats up there. Which maybe makes an argument that we should see if the cat's there the whole time. Few more seconds of listening to the soothing sounds of Venturis radio. This memory ends here. So she walks out of this room and then she kind of crosses the room without saying anything. It seems like we'll just hit play.
I'll catch up with you. Okay.
Earlier, Lady decided to withhold information from Natalie about her medical scans. That was to avoid cost.
You coming, Sarah? I'll catch up with you.
So the cat's here. We fast forward through this whole thing. It doesn't look like the cat moves one bit. anything, it looks like the cat is always here. So a lot of these rooms seem to just be indications of how these three may have been living, staying in this specific section. Going in here, checking out this area. There's, I think, not anything really to see other than the computer desk, which we'd already looked around here. Gives us some more backstory on Bert, but I don't think it means anything. And one pain pill here, I think, does not spell an addiction. A, if you were addicted, you'd probably hide the trash better, and B, you would see more of them than just one oxy pill. And we have this other memory, which was from 3 months ago. Let's watch this. See what's on this screen.
All right.
So it's kind of a paint by grid image that she's copying. Nothing there. Executive level meeting records in an unsecured depot, and I pulled some. Board member anonymized Act 9817. You assured the Venture Pros that hosting passengers by the New York, the idea was failed, and we're down 18 points, 18 in a month. Let's see. They're accounts, not acts. Councilman member Chun had everything under you. That's, excuse me, interrupted. Shut up, shut the F up. If the Venturis belt isn't operational and bringing in record profits by the next OCEP election, board member, I worked for your father, I knew your grandfather. They were great men. This is your last chance to pull their legacy out of the fire or fix it. Session ended. Looks like we're not the only ones happy with Sergio's performance lately. So yeah, it does definitely seem like he's desperate, but there's not a lot of evidence that he actually did anything yet. It seems like all the reveals are going to happen in the last 5 seconds. And Gone Home was kind of like that too. It was a whole lot of setup for one reveal at the end, and that's not particularly the best way to do writing, in my opinion. Let's see. Prepared for you by Indra, this advisory AI for all in Southeast Asia. Schools of Art Designs. So I wonder if Roberta Williams went to this Singaporean School of Art and Design, and she instead was trying to go to a Venturis school to get more like mechanical education. I wonder if that's the idea there. Yeah, this whole thing seems to be very short.
All right.
Just plays a song and the music, and that's it. She's just standing there. All of these secondary recordings seem to very noticeably have the characters just standing in place, not really moving. Like, clearly she does have art talent, so she's not going to school for artistry. She's going to school for something else, I would say. Interesting. Can't mess with her painting, which at a certain point I don't know why you would want to. But she's just sitting here,
Right.
maybe giving a thumbs up. And this memory ends here, so if there was supposed to be any secret or anything, I don't know what the secret would be. Alright.
I'll catch up with you. Okay.
It's funny how the X button does pause, play, and hold to rewind when the B button crouches, but the Y button does nothing and the A button does nothing. Seems like they're underusing the buttons unless there was some other system or button features that we're going to get after the fact here. I think there's no more beating around the bush. We should go through this door, following the memory. We could see if there was anything perhaps said after this jump.
Did it work?
If you were going to do these like images and wireframes of characters, it almost would make more sense if it was biomedical scans.
My head hurts.
Oh, yeah.
On the back.
Baby.
Ow. Oh, ow.
I'm sorry. The smoke.
Smoke? I can't smell it.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sure it's just...
I can't smell the smoke. Do I have brain damage?
Baby, look at me. Hey, look at me. We're here. Together. That's what matters.
So yeah, we catch another conversation.
Nat, is there some door in network?
But
Time.
Odin may have lied there.
Don't let her go to sleep. And you, don't let her move.
Sarah, what's going on?
I wish I knew. I'm gonna go find out.
And see, that's where that memory ends. So we walk through here, and you can actually see through here, which is intriguing because I guess you wouldn't have just chosen to do that.
Don't let her.
And so here's the twist or surprise I think we're gonna find is that there seems to be a lot of room for snooping.
And my fellow venturers.
catch up with you.
Earlier, when you decided to withhold information from Natalie about her medical skills, that was important.
Yeah, but interestingly here, it doesn't feel like
I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that standard Venturis
this
Corporation safety protocols
extra stuff
crew to enter cryogenic sleep.
seems to be just redundant. Somebody could have been spying on them, but it doesn't seem like anybody was. The cat could have crawled through here, but it doesn't seem like
Oh no.
Sarah,
anybody
there was a
did. If there was something to be seen here, seems like there's nothing. Unless it's the idea that there actually was a seventh person on the ship and they've erased themselves, like a stowaway erased themselves from all the logs. But now we're out of that area, and so if there is another memory, it is going to be from someone else. This was 7 months ago. Somebody. The air is alien. This person notably does not seem to have a color to them. And interestingly, none of the overlay text seems to be working now for that magazine. Like, I'm hitting the Y to toggle it on and off, and it's not doing anything. Same is true here. Cigarette packs, food, beer. Looks like this might just be a human. Alright, let's, before we get to that, investigate a little bit further. Now we got a note. Let's see. Special access has been granted to the station's AI physical processing compartment in the network technology module. Remember that the AI contingent cognition medium is highly sensitive and must be carefully extracted per specifications of the Advanced AI Materials Handbook certification. So even if the lady in blue was not allowed in here, the medical lady, I am allowed in here. Let's see this memory though. It's just Natalie. She's just drinking and smoking, and like, what do I care about them drinking or smoking or any of that? Like, it's probably not even dangerous to drink or smoke these types of cigarettes in 2088. You'd assume there's a chance of that, at least. Like, it just seems to always come back to music. Odin seems to love music. But Odin also, I guess, doesn't have the ability just to download or access music exclusively, because he seems to only really experience it from the perspective of other people enjoying it. But yeah, again, it's just kind of nothing. Okay. We have an exit. AI wetware access this way. Network specialist office and personal quarters. This, I believe, was the door that was locked before and we couldn't get to it. We are at 100%, but we can't grab this quite yet. Let's go ahead and grab this, just in case this does decide to be something. Boy, was that wonky in the physics. Yeah, once again, it just feels like we're near the end. I don't know if this is making noise or if music is just playing somewhere, or if it's one and the same. Storage only. If you're looking for that, check out our bungalow over in mechanics. So she stopped using this facility or this room because you moved into the bungalow. Here we've got cat food. And this is fairly dark. Just a ton of cat food. And yeah, I almost wonder if the overlay at this point has just crashed. Gameplay, graphics, language. Yeah, something turned that off. I don't know what would have turned that off, but it does kind of highlight what the game would have been like had you never turned that on. And honestly, by default, I do think it should be turned on for all text. It makes the game more of a video game, augmented reality experience. Maybe we'll do something with this air filter because we haven't seen air filters before. And it uses something that's obviously been programmed into it, the game. So then we have a different hat for a different holiday. A pumpkin. Let's see. The AI Liberation Front. So maybe Nat was trying to liberate the AI. Is that even really what it's all about? Yeah. She's trying to free the AIs. Just a lot of, again, probably pre-bought, pre-made assets. I suppose there might be a trick here. Turn on the Christmas duck. So this is probably the reference to the Christmas duck in Gone Home. Which, if the idea of a Christmas duck doesn't make any sense, I think that is totally the joke. The Christmas duck doesn't make much sense. Christmas goose to eat might make some sense. but that's about it. But you can't grab these other boxes and work your way around here if there was something supposed to be hidden back behind there. So it does just kind of feel like this is another example of there being kind of nothing. And I think this will just play forever. I don't think you can pick it up. And it doesn't seem to be giving me an achievement or anything like that. So it does seem to just be a reference and nothing else. There's no memory in this area. This is her office, which caution AI conditioning in progress. What's the point of making a square mug, by the way, if you have a handle on it? It's still going to be more difficult to pack. AI cognitive tracking Capri's. There's all kinds of like drawings and things here. It feels somewhat childish. And that's the weird thing, is that everything about Nat just makes her feel a little childish, even at 23. So I just don't know what's going on here. So Kavi runs the Zenith Lunar Resort, Odin runs the Lunar Station Transfer Tacoma, Loki does the casino, Heka is the Foundation of Paradise Medical, Zaihi is Singapore HQ, Mawu is Johannesburg R&D, Juno is Italian HQ, Fond is the Kiribati Sea city-state, and Lido is the Dubai Financial Predictive. And I suspect these are all under Venturis Technologies, but maybe not. My other guess would be that these ones are actually on Earth, and only 4 of them are actually in orbit. Again, yeah. This K-pop group. I guess they really did get married. So if I hit this, artificial intelligence development scale. Why would she even need to improve on Odin? He seems to be perfectly fine already. And what's going to happen, almost certainly, is I can't pick up most of these pieces of paper, and as soon as I activate the desk, it's going to knock all the things off the desk. So just look how incredibly messy all of this is. There also seems to be a fairly high number of triangles showing up. So you're supposed to check its caprice scale, I suppose. Creativity, independence, responsiveness, permanence, abstraction, compliance. Okay, let's see what the memory says. I imagine he might
Hey
be
there,
signing
I'm
something
Nat.
like
Pleased to
unlock.
meet you.
Hello, I am Odin. I look forward to working together.
This must have been their first
Same
day.
here, mate.
Hmm. Or almost like they're putting a young independent woman in charge of teaching the AI how to be independent. Maybe the whole idea here is that the people that work here are just being copied and emulated by Odin. Like he's just seeing how they act and respond. So here's H-Dog talking to him again. Trying to get one up here on Tangiers, you know, it's all AILF folks talk about. Right. We see anything here that said Tangers? Probably not.
Hey there, I'm Nat. Pleased to meet you.
Hello, I am Odin. I look forward to working together.
Same here, mate.
Interesting. It's just silence to listen to the music. This was a year ago. Not exactly a year ago, I imagine. It seems very much, again, just like Odin only cares about the music. Just the whole story is static. The characters aren't doing anything, saying anything. They're just not interesting to the recording, or whoever was doing the recording. It's the music that's interesting. It's the sounds that are interesting. And if there was something like through this mirror that I was supposed to see, I'm not seeing any people there. Yeah, it seems particularly odd the way they've done this. It gets kind of hard to believe that any player would not eventually realize that there's just this overemphasis on music in the game. There's an obsession with it. But also it doesn't really feel like there's anything special about the music. It doesn't feel like there's a secret code or a pattern to it. Otherwise, it really doesn't seem like there's much else that you can do here. Sticky notes, sticker notes. A drawer of far too many Rubik's Cubes to make any sense at all. Like, why would you even do Rubik's Cubes with Odin? Just a triangle here of cup noodles. Interestingly, I kept all the sticky notes on. Okay. It doesn't seem like there's any codes written here. It seems like she's just being childish and doodling. Hmm. Every single desktop having an advertisement. Hmm. Yeah. Just not really seeing much here. Hmm. They seem to not be getting any responses from any of the reports she's sending. Um, hmm. And then she put in that Odin's gone crazy and is massacring the crew. The station is full of mutants' help. So yeah, nobody is looking at her submissions, which either means there are no humans on Earth, or this whole thing is a facade, and that these are like some kind of brainwashed clones that they reset after a year, or even maybe they're robots. I suppose that would be an interesting twist, is if they gave off fake vital signs and they thought they were humans, but they're actually just robots and the station is fully automated. Maybe it's not even 2088. This is the story, I think, again, more evidence of Heka making a mistake and causing JJ to die. So, Fountain of Paradise asks for a standard automated battery of judgment test on the medical AI Heka, declining scores in the last 4 weeks. This week's especially low, still technically within acceptable range as of 8/3 test results, but staff reports personality shifts seeming distant. Have we an AI conditioner up lately? Can we elevate AI's assessment squad ASAP? And the response is from the Execuman account. You're on your final support ticket allotment for this quarter. This is how you want to use it, question mark. Which, why would there be an allotment for support tickets? That seems crazy. So the AI maintenance account is seemingly talked down by the executive maintenance account. Now that's fine. Please close. We'll reopen it if results enter critical range. So I don't know if there was even humans behind this, or if this wasn't literally an AI being talked down by another AI. And then here you can see there's just a huge decline in creativity, responsiveness, independence. Just everything shot down quite a bit and then shot back up, almost as if these numbers in particular were modified and cheated for Heka. But does that really mean anything at all? I don't know if it does. What's interesting is I'm hearing an occasional sound effect that almost feels like it's music. Right, let's just rewind and look just to see if there was anything behind.
Hey there, I'm Nat. Pleased to meet you.
Hello, I am Odin. I look forward to working together.
Same here, mate.
See, they just stop at that point. Which kind of makes it feel like the entire recordings may just be made up and not real. And so we have one more recording from 14 hours ago. Humans cannot see AI. Tenured Venturis corporate employees only beyond this point. Contractors face severe penalties for trespassing. So this would be the door I think I'm allowed to go through. But I'm getting these messages on the walls, and so maybe they aren't like directly connected to this so much. So I may be getting told that I'm allowed to do things by Odin when I'm not really allowed to do things by Venturis. I want to come down here for a brief second and just see if there's any new note. This is H again. Bye. That was the last note we saw. I am here.
Odin, is this it?
That is the location I mentioned.
You're there? You're gonna need a crowbar or something.
No, it's open. It's just hanging open.
What?
I must inform you that Venturis regulations forbid contracting crew members direct access to AI hardware. But I cannot prevent you from proceeding.
Matt, I'm going in.
Okay, just be careful.
So yeah, it seems like unless there was a trick to this,
Odin,
that
is
he
this it?
That is the location I mentioned.
that like he
You're there?
kills her or needs her body or something,
No, it's open. It's just
or
hanging open.
takes her hostage because
I
he
must
likes
inform
her.
you that Venturis regulations forbid contracting crew members.
Alright, let's see what's behind this door. Not much.
I'm going in.
Okay, just be careful.
Here we go. AI Secure Communications Center. Data access by authorized Venturis personnel only. Like, we may die here, but it doesn't seem like there's any other option. It would be kind of crazy to die here. Could be any number of twists, none of which are going to be particularly satisfactory. This is kind of more of an exciting experience, so I kind of would have liked to see something like this happen at the very beginning of the game where you had a lighted path. Right. It seems to be some kind of coil of a giant brain mesh. Illegal data access by crew member Sarah Hampstead 14 hours ago. Illegal data access by crew member Sarah Hampstead 14 hours ago. Again, they're saying illegal, but who knows if it's really illegal, if it's just something they would have, the Venturis Corporation wouldn't have allowed. In your hands.
Is this... What is all this?
So dark in here.
Communication records?
I cannot prevent you from accessing exposed data in this restricted area.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, he's recording. It is with great sadness that I address you today, February 29th, 2088. Mere hours ago, 6 loyal men and women, the crew of Lunar Transfer Station Tacoma, lost their lives serving Venturis, and all of us who rely on the orbital economy. Tragically, due to human error on the part of the crew, Venturis rescue technicians were not made aware of the catastrophic oxygen loss until it was too late. Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with their families. If only tragedies like this were avoidable. But in truth, they are. As we know, each minute that human workers spend stationed isolated in orbit is another opportunity for heroes like the crew of Tacoma to lose their lives. We at Venturis say no more. The partisan obstructionism that led to the failure of the Orbital Workers' Safety Bill has claimed its last victim. Today, we hereby renew our solemn pledge to fight for the legalization of fully automated orbital facilities. We encourage, we humbly beg everyone listening to this message to contact their OSEP representative and voice their support in honor of the crew of Tacoma. There never need be another tragedy like this one. And now, a moment of silence in their memory. Okay, then we just cut it there, silent for a minute, and then what? Amazing Grace? No, I don't need another take. That was fine.
So yeah, this was one of the several different possibilities I speculated on. And unlike Gone Home, I don't feel like I've had as much fun speculating or speculated as much on what the potential outcomes are. It's fairly obvious that blaming human error and killing the crew is something that a sleazebag CEO would try to do, at least in stories like this. Let's go and review the data. Rescue craft cancelled. So, rescue craft was sent, and they straight up said no. You have full-on legalization. But the fact that the entire strategy here is just 1 second. I'm gonna cough. Sorry about that. The fact that the whole wrap-up of the story is just in text form is pretty awful, when the rest of the story has mostly been acted out and voiced. AI Juno seemed to have been tasked with creating a legalization strategy. Theoretical world events estimated their impact on successive. Simulated world events include the decline of the orbital market and extended strike by orbital workers union members, the assassination of OCEP members opposed to the HOA, and more. None of these definitively motivated a repeal of the HOA and simulations. However, in the event that all crew of a major orbital facility were tragically lost due to an accident not caused by negligence, I calculate a 94% likelihood of the accord being repealed within 3 months following the incident. This would allow Venturis belt facilities to begin operations immediately following this. I estimate stock price within 1 year of Venturis belts a reversal of the stock price decline. Is there a facility you would consider an ideal candidate if we would move forward with your recommendation? Based on the low public profile of the crew aboard and the projected financial impact of their loss, the best option would be the Lunar Transfer Station Tacoma. I'd recommend renewing all crew members aboard for a successive posting on Tacoma to allow time for logistical organizational of this operation. So, yeah. But is this some weird thing where Juno has something against Odin, and so that's why he picked that? Picked Tacoma? Is there some deeper conspiracy amongst the AIs? Or is that going to just be ignored as a possibility? That's probably going to be ignored as a possibility, if I was to guess. Let's see. Overrides all prior existing directives. Explosively decompress all oxygen tanks. I don't think he actually did that. Disable all external communication channels. Fabricate data showing the oxygen and comms outage were caused by meteor impacts. Maybe he did do that. Ensure crew member enters cryogenic stasis ASAP as per standard operating procedures. He didn't do that. Contravene any aspect of the above directives. Provide the crew with any information contradicting the above scenario. These are your orders, effective immediately. Will this not endanger the lives of the Tacoma crew? No, a rescue craft will be dispatched to retrieve them once they are in cryo. Proceed with the above directives without exception. We will be monitoring your actions via secure comms connection directly to the Odin Unit Cognitive Center. So Odin may be being watched. And again, this is a AI handler account, but is that an AI or is that a person that gave these orders? I mean, at the end of the day, we know it was a person. And I have to say, once again, it's very annoying that the most interactive, the most video game thing we have here is light up floors. And I don't know if there's really any reason to like rewind anything unless
Is this...
yeah.
What?
If someone were to override that protocol, external communications channels would be restored.
Odin.
Release Odin wetware. So Odin is in the middle of this. But we have this this extra recording that starts up. So you can't see the recording when you're standing in this room. You can see the recording here. But then you have this different recording that I didn't have to unlock. Okay, let's just hit play.
If someone were to override that protocol, external communications channels would be restored.
Odin. Thank you. Hailing any ship. Any ship within radio range of Lunar Transfer Station Tacoma. This is an SOS. Is anybody out there?
But we didn't respond to an SOS. In fact, they're clearly saying that the crew had already left. So this communications here. Didn't seem like they went anywhere. Got anywhere with that. Confirmation passphrase 0451. Zebra Foxtrot 853. Okay. See, the weird thing, I guess, here is 0451 is what we're supposed to see to unlock this.
What is all this? Communication records?
I cannot prevent you from accessing exposed data in this restricted area.
I just don't like. If I'm supposed to maybe use this code to go back to cryogenics, that would be weird, to say the least. So let's see what happens when we hit this. 0, 4, 5, 1. And again, very odd that there is a pin code input to put in a code, but then there's no keyboard input to. There's just like no keyboard input to put in any text, and you have to do this whole sign language thing. Which at a certain point, why then not spell out the numbers or sign the numbers? I don't know if there is a sign language for numbers per se, but there probably is. Please return to your vessel immediately. Deliver coordinates to Venture HQ have been provided. Payment has been made once the AI integrity is verified. Alright. It really does not seem like there's anything else you can do. You're just along for the ride. And it would be funny if something jumped out and attacked you, or if Odin tried to talk to you at this point.
No, it's open. It's just hanging open.
I must inform you that Venturis regulations forbid contract.
Yeah, it would be funny if something jumped out at you, but that's about the only thing that would be kind of funny. I don't think there's a real reason to go back to maintenance. I don't think there's really a reason to do anything other than to check the cryogenics lab. Let's see. That's it. Says that's it. We see the wetware removed from the system. We're almost there now to get you home. See you soon, H. And it seems odd that we are going to get two AIs, and that we have our little Amy AI next to Odin, when they said don't put AIs next to each other. Although, are we Amy? Or was AI? Yeah, we're Amy, so, but we have an AI on our ship. If there was a key or a secret or anything otherwise in this facility, we missed it. Yeah. I just don't feel like there's anything else here. The scratch marks here on this gurney may indicate that this is how they helped either Nat or the other lady get to cryogenics, which I just assume that that's probably the case. But yeah, not a lot surprising happening here. At the end of the day, you have Eve St. James as a character, just totally out of the picture for this third act. Clive out of the picture for the third act completely. And Andrew out of the picture for the third act completely. And so if you're going to go that way, then why not just have Roberta and Sarah and Natalie be the three characters and write them better story and more backstory? It would be not super crazy to say Sarah is in charge because she's like highest ranked and she's the medical person. Roberta as a mechanical engineer doesn't really play any role, so she could have easily been the botanist instead, and that would only be a slight change in the writing, if you even needed a botanist in general. She could have just been overall maintenance. Yeah, you could squish these characters into half as many people and make them more fleshed out characters for sure. And by doing that, you could have again had like full motion video acting instead of the wireframe, or you could have had fully animated models and made it look a lot better. There's a lot of lack of polish amongst a lot of these memories, and since that's the only thing this game really has going for it, that's really a problem. The over focus on Natalie and Roberta would make more sense if there were fewer characters, certainly. There is no murder mystery, I suppose, from this. The closest murderer here you have is Sarah, sending her to her death by putting her in cryogenics. So if we have to pick 3 people to wake up from cryogenics, you almost certainly would not pick Eve St. James, Clive, and Andrew. You almost certainly would wake Natalie and Roberta and Sarah. At the very least, Sarah's overall the most important character because her knowledge and revelations are going to prevent this from being done a second time, or prevent a great travesty and miscarriage of justice through a false flag operation, effectively. And Natalie could probably support and back up some of the claims of Sarah. You could logically say maybe Natalie and Roberta have a less chance of survival because they were injured and because she had a heart murmur, so maybe you wouldn't, if you could only pick 3 people to wake up, maybe you pick up her and then highest ranking there, or maybe you pick up him because he's got a kid. If it really is going to boil down to you have to decide who lives and dies, though, I feel like you probably should have had to do that at the end of each act, and that there should have just been some branching paths, kind of like how the Telltale Walking Dead game in the first season had you pick between one character or the other, and in the end, when you write stories like that, it doesn't matter, both characters end up being eliminated as being important if you're going to have that experience. I suppose there might be a few excuses or explanations why you might pick some other people. Although Clive in particular is kind of a hard one to decide, other than he has like a mother, but she has a mother, and I assume most of these people had mothers, assuming they are real people in the first place. Alright, well, let's initiate the transfer and see how glitchy the game is in this transfer. Now, almost certainly what's going to happen in the next recording is that we could have 10-20 minutes of actual gameplay, and then that'll be it. We may get some credits or something like that, and captured 10 hours ago. Ooh. So we do have more information now that we can recover, and the cryogenics areas are just straight up open. So you can potentially have a beginning and an end here. How long have I been in the ship? If it says 10 hours ago, it may very well be the case that that is that. But yeah, I imagine in the next recording we will be done with the story. I think after that point I'm willing to commit to looking at the commentary and starting the game over at that. If it turns out fairly quickly to show that the commentary isn't much of anything, that would kind of suck. It is possible, though, that since there's just so much corrupted data that throughout the game, maybe we are going to just, after we reveal everything, be able to wander around the station and get more backstory and see some of the corrupted data that we couldn't see originally. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.